يسألونك ماذا أحل لهم قل أحل لكم الطيبات وما علمتم من الجوارح مكلبين تعلمونهن مما علمكم الله فكلوا مما أمسكن عليكم واذكروا اسم الله عليه واتقوا الله إن الله سريع الحساب.
Very quick overview of the previous ayah that we covered, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about things that are unlawful in Islam. The type of food which we are not allowed to eat. حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةُ وَالدَّمُ وَلَحْمُ الْخِنْزِيرِ وَمَا أُهِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ وَالْمُنْخَنِقَةُ وَالْمَوْقُوذَةُ وَالْمُتَرَدِّيَةُ وَالنَّطِيحَةُ وَمَا أَكَلَ السَّبُعُ إِلَّا مَا ذَكَّيْتُمْ وَمَا ذُبِحَ عَلَى النُّصُبِ وَأَن تَسْتَقْسِمُوا بِالْأَزْلَامِ ذَلِكُمْ فِسْقٌ. Did you understand all of this? If not, go over the recordings inshallah. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا فمن اضطر في مخمصة غير متجانف لإثم فإن الله غفور رحيم. That was the previous ayah, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us of the type of food that is unlawful, especially dealing with animals. What is haram from those animals? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about completing and perfecting this deen. الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي, about which a Jewish person said to Umar radiallahu anhu that if this ayah was revealed to us, we would have taken that day as our Eid and celebration. Umar radiallahu anhu said, we know what day and when it was revealed. It was revealed on the day of Jum'ah in Arafah, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was performing the Hajj. So two very important events on that day. One was the day of Arafah, which is the most important day of the year. And number two, it was on the day of Jum'ah. That increased the importance of it. But Umar radiallahu anhu wanted to give him the message that we are not celebrating it, not because we don't know what day it was, but because we don't make celebrations according to our own understanding. Unless Allah will give us a celebration, then we will choose it as a celebration. But we know what day it was. So for us, there are important days, but we don't choose them as celebrations. So this is when this ayah was revealed. الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ فِي مَخْمَصَةٍ غَيْرَ مُتَجَانِفٍ لِإِثْمٍ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Talking about a person who is in a desperate need of eating something haram, consuming something that is haram, and we talked about those rulings. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا أُحِلَّ لَهُمْ. They ask you as what is halal for them. When Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een heard these previous ayat, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them what is haram, so now naturally the question will be, can you also tell us what is halal? And especially this question came from two of the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een. One was the son of Hatim al-Ta'i, Adi ibn Hatim. I'm sure everyone recognizes the name Hatim al-Ta'i. So the person who was known for his generosity. So his son Adi ibn Hatim, and another person from the same tribe of Ta'i, whose name was Zayd al-Khayl. Khayl is horse. Zayd, the man of a horse. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him about his name, he said, my name is Zayd al-Khayl. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, rather, you are Zayd al-Khayr. Just you change the lam to ra, that you are Zayd, the man of good. What's the benefit of attributing yourself to a horse? Attribute yourself to a goodness. So, and in fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he would give these names, it wasn't that he was just making things up. Remember, he's a messenger of Allah. It has an effect. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, every person that was admired before me, and when I met that person, I found that person to be not of the level that was mentioned, except for Zayd. People admired him a lot before me, before I saw him, but when he came, he happened to be greater than what people would say about him. That was this Zayd. Since the topic came up quickly, because this is how we will touch bases on other things also, otherwise we will miss a lot of things. It would really, subhanallah, the knowledge of deen has no limit and no ends. And of course, just these sessions are just to quench our thirst, just to put some drops in our throat, to make it a little wet. Otherwise, for this knowledge, if we would spend the whole life, without exaggeration, whole life, just learning and teaching, reading, studying, we will not even get 1% of it. It's not about getting 10% of it. We will not even get 1% of it. Why? It's the knowledge that came through the wahy. The ilm that Allah have placed in His book. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam shared with us of that wahy. There is no way we can get to anywhere with that, to any end of it. Ocean, what is ocean? Nothing. Ocean is a drop of Allah's knowledge. And drop is too much. Ocean is nothing comparing to Allah's ilm and knowledge. And Qur'an is the knowledge of Allah. So every word of Qur'an, every letter of Qur'an has oceans and oceans in it. And then when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains these things and you enjoy the beauty of the knowledge that comes through the wahy and you see it in reality and you connect the Qur'an with the hadith, with the practical life, it's an amazing, amazing science that we have through the blessing of our deen and through the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the blessings of the scholars of the ummah starting from Sahaba all the way up to this time who preserved it for us. Otherwise it would have been lost the way others lost it. So, anyway, I had to say that. Just for us to realize that, when we are studying one ayah, then we are limited to that ayah. Maybe a few things here and there, but there is a lot more than this. And even within that ayah, sometimes I just sit and think and I say, okay, let's delete this, let's delete this. And this may be a little difficult to understand. And this may be something too much for people to take. So we delete a lot of things before we put it out. But it's in there. The books of the hadith, the books of tafsir, the books of fiqh, and all of this knowledge, the scholars of Islam have preserved it for us, and there is a lot of depth to it. So anyway, I was saying, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam changing the name. Shaykh Ibrahim Madani rahimahullah, he says that my father went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and grandfather went to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His name was Hazan. Hazan means hard, something that is hard. A'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan, something that is difficult and hard. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, rather, your name is Sahal. Please, Ya Rasulullah, please, if you allow me, I don't like to change the name that my father gave me. Okay, whatever you want. I'm not really changing it for Islamic reason, like it's not a haram name. If you want to keep it, keep it. He kept it. Sayyid radiallahu anhu says, and we have difficulty in our family forever. Our family always has difficulty and personalities affecting people's personality having that name. These names have big effects. Some people, sometimes we use the name Sabir and Sabira for a woman. Don't do that. Which means you are putting them in sabr. And when would you do sabr? Only when you suffer. You do sabr when? Shakir is good. You have ni'mah and do shukr. But sabr means you're going to be doing sabr. This person is having a lot of sabr, means going through difficulties and having sabr. So these names do have an effect. And there's a whole topic by itself on names and choosing the proper names according to Sharia and according to the effect of the name also on the person. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam changed his name from Zayd al-Khayr to Zayd al-Khayr. Anyway, so these are the main two Sahaba who asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that question of ماذا أحل له? What is halal for us? Because in that area, the area of Tayyib, which was their clan and their tribe, mostly their survival was on hunting. So their main questions were also about hunting. And therefore we will see further down in the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us answers about hunting animals. The ayah starts with the word يَسْأَلُونَكَ. They ask. There are 13 ayat in Qur'an al-Kareem in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala narrates the question of Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. Sahaba ask a question and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would narrate that question, يَسْأَلُونَكَ. 13 ayahs, but 15 times. So 15 times يَسْأَلُونَكَ in 13 ayat. Sometimes it says they ask you about this, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ, and they ask you about this also. So it's repeated twice. So altogether 13 ayahs and 15 times when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala narrates the question of Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in because of the importance of those questions. But one amazing fact that we find that all of these yas'alunaka, the answer to yas'alunaka would be if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell them that this is the response. He says, qul, yas'alunaka, then qul. They ask you, qul, say this. Except for one place, which is in Surah Taha, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْجِبَالِ. They question you, they ask you about mountains. Now, فَقُلْ يَنْسِفُهَا رَبِّي نَسْفًا. Instead of qul, there is fa. The reason I'm pointing this out also, as we are talking about the ayah anyway, that sometimes people say, why there is repetition? Why there is so many ayahs that are similar? If we look at this repetition from one point of view, really there is no repetition. If you look at how and where it is used, there is no repetition. Every word is doing its job and delivering a different message based on where it is placed. So, if sometime a message is being delivered and at the end of that message Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for example, أَلَا إِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ فِي ضَلَالٍ بَعِيدٍ. Another place Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, إِنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ. So it all depends on who the ayah is talking about. Talking about zulm, talking about kufr, talking about fisq, or talking about justice. So it all depends on the subject matter of the surah and the ayah, and accordingly the word will be used. So there is really no repetition when we look at it from that point of view. But overall, a person went to a scholar. He said, you know why there is so much repetition in Quran? You people just try to make the book big. So he said, okay, I don't want to explain to you all the repetitions and the beauty of, from a Hafiz point of view, and especially after you understand the difference between these words, that's, believe me, it's one of those things that I enjoy the most. When we go through them, once one of my students told me, he said, you know, how do you look at these repetitions of Quran? Like his main question was about understanding them. So I said, you know, when people go through the roller coaster and ups and downs and they enjoy it, this is how I enjoy those ayat of the Quran where there seems to be repetition. But when we go through all of that and you see, okay, this is the difference here, this is the beauty over here, this is the message here, you enjoy it even more than other ones sometimes. Anyway, so he asked him, he said, why there is repetition? So he said, I don't think you are at the level where I can explain the detail of repetition to you, but what's wrong with it? He says, it's just adding the volume to it. Otherwise, there is no benefit. He said, okay, I agree with you, provided you delete the repetition from yourself. You have 2 eyes, take one eye out. You have 2 ears, take one out. You have 2 hands, take one out. You have 2 legs, take one out. So can you do this? You have a reputation too. And that reputation shows you that every organ is to perform and give you some benefit that the other one cannot give by itself. So when you take these ayat that seems to be repeated, and they're very similar, when you put them together, many times you see so much more information by putting them together rather than separating them from each other. So you take one ayah from Surah Baqarah, another from Surah A'raf, another one from Surah Naml. When you look at all 3, you see totally different picture than you would be seeing if you just took the ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah. So each of them is fulfilling a purpose. Anyway, so here, Fa and Wa. There is a scholar from the 5th century Islamic Hijri, 500 and something, Imam Karmani rahimahullah. He wrote a book about at-takrar fil Qur'an, the purpose of repetition, and he explains through different ayat of what repetitions in Qur'an and what ayat are similar and what is the benefit of that similarity between these ayat. And after that, a lot of scholars did a lot of work on it. But he mentioned a beautiful thing about this. He says, all the ayat, the 13 ayat, when it says, يَسْأَلُونَكَ then قُلْ, يَسْأَلُونَكَ قُلْ, only in Surah Taha, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْجِبَالِ فَقُلْ, with fa. Fa means, so tell them. He says, because those 12 ayat, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was questioned first, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, tell them. They have questioned you, qul, tell them. This about a question about mountains, he was not asked yet. So Allah says, it's just like saying, if they ask you, faqul, then tell them. So this is the difference between tell them or then tell them. Then what? Then after they ask you. When they ask you, then tell them. So this was before they would question. The other 13 ayat or the 12 ayat were after they had questioned. So, Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in, the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَاذَا أُحِلَّ لَهُمْ? Tell us what is halal for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ قُلْ, again, see, قُلْ, tell them, they already asked, tell them, أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. All pure things are halal for you. This is the general rule now of halal and haram. That what is halal? Things that are good are halal. And here we have to now remember, can we decide what's good and what's not good? No. The ayah is not telling us if you think it's good, that is halal. It's telling us if it is halal, it means it's good. Give the same direction that Allah is taking us to. Because many times we like to go the reverse direction. We go the opposite direction. That, okay, Allah says, good things are halal. Which means, I think this is good. And someone says about a certain animal, oh, this seems to be good. You ask people of different countries, what is good? Don't ask the Chinese and Japanese. Even snake is good, scorpion is good, monkey is good. So it's not about what you feel is good. It's about whatever halal you should know is good. Subhanallah, this is to make us understand that if something you know according to the Sharia, it's halal, that means it's good for you. And if something is not halal, you should know right away this is not good for you. As I was giving the example previously about oil, using cooking oil in the car or using the car oil in cooking. We think it's an oil, they all are oil, but no. If the specifications there says is not for human consumption, you know that manufacturer knows that there are some things in their ingredients that are harmful for human beings. Subhanallah, when these companies, these factories are saying is not for internal use, is only for external use, we trust it, and then Rabbul Alameen says this is haram, not good for you. We say, why? You go to the doctor. He gives you a list of things. Don't eat sugar, don't eat this type of meat, this type of meat. You don't argue with him. Whereas he's giving you the list of things that you really love to eat. And you have been eating throughout your life. But now he says don't eat, you don't argue with him. Show me what book says that. Well, you trust him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, these are the things that are not lawful. And you say, why? Why shouldn't I eat? It looks good. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us through the word tayyibat that pure, good, clean things have already been made halal. And things that are made haram, you should know, although it may look good, is not good for you. It's not how you see it. It's what the creator of it knows about it. Then some people will ask, then why did God create it? Did Allah create everything for eating? No one uses that logic that, if Allah created it simply, it means that we should be able to eat it. We don't eat everything in the world. There is more things that we don't eat than the things that we eat. So that's not a rule of Allah that, okay, if it is Allah created it simply means I should be able to eat it. And this is just like, how many times we hear people say, مَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ الدِّينُ يُسْرٌ, Deen is easy. Brother, I can't wake up for Fajr. And Deen Allah made it easy. I cannot wake up for Fajr. I wake up 10 o'clock and perform the Salah. This is just an example. Otherwise, we hear this a lot of situations that when people will use this ayah, Deen is easy, so we should be able to skip some of the things because that is difficult for us. During the month of Ramadan, fasting is difficult. We have exam, we have work. Deen is easy. You know what Deen easy means? Means that when whatever is part of our Deen, if Allah is telling you to do it, simply means it should be easy for you to do it if you want to do it. Allah didn't ask you to make the Deen easier. He already made it easy. Now you just follow it the way it is. We use the ayah is to tell us don't try to change it. It's already easy. And we use the same words to change it and say, I'm going to make it easy. As if, God forbid, Allah made it difficult, I'm making it easy. No. It's already the way it's designed is easy. It should be easy for you to follow. And you should be able to follow it. There is no difficulty. Same thing here. Halal means it's good. Haram means it's not good for you. Stay away from it. So, أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. One of the purpose of sending Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that is mentioned in Qur'an is to make pure things halal. الذين يتبعون الرسول النبي الأمي الذي يجدونه مكتوبا عندهم في التوراة والإنجيل يأمرهم بالمعروف. This is the duties of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. يأمرهم بالمعروف. You all understand. ينهاهم عن المنكر. ويحل لهم الطيبات ويحرم عليهم الخبائث. That this Prophet of Allah makes the good things halal for them and he makes the bad things haram for them. This is one of the duties of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So food has been given a lot of importance in Sharia. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says one of the purposes that I have sent this messenger to you is that he makes the good things halal for you. And he makes things that are not good haram for you. This is one of the purposes of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and from this we can understand the importance of halal in our life. There's so many ayat, so many ahadith in which we see the importance of consuming what is halal only, and refraining not only from haram, even from doubtful things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Qur'an says, Ya ayyuhal rusul, kulu min at-tayyibati wa'amalu salihah. All messengers. So it's a messenger, is a message that was given to all the Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, to all the messengers. If we were to give a talk, you want to give a talk to all the doctors. People that are your audience in this gathering will be only doctors. Or you are giving a special talk only to the accountants, only to the lawyers. So you would really have to think, what should I tell them? Where should I start from? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He's addressing all the messengers, He starts His message with, Ya ayyuhar rusul, kulu min at-tayyibat. Eat pure and good things. Imagine the importance. When you are addressing all the Anbiya, the people of the highest level in the world, the first thing you want to tell them is, Kulu min at-tayyibat. Eat pure things. Eat halal things. Eat good things. And then, wa'amalu salihah. Do the good deeds. I would try to put i'amalu salihah first and then kulu min at-tayyibat. First do good deeds. We need to talk about being good first and then we'll talk about food. Allah says no. Your food is going to affect your amal salih. Your food is going to affect what you are doing. It's going to affect your a'mal, your deeds. This is the effect of the food. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith which is in Sahih Muslim, explaining this ayah, Ya ayyuhar rusul, he said, remember, إِنَّ اللَّهَ أَمَرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ بِمَا أَمَرَ بِهِ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Allah ordered the people of Iman the same order that He issued to the Anbiya and to the messengers. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used this ayah as an example that Allah says to the messengers, Ya ayyuhar rusulu kulu min at-tayyibati wa'amalu salihah. And then He says to the people of Iman, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. Same order. O you who believe, eat of the pure and clean things that we have provided for you. This, our sustenance, what we eat, what we consume, has a great effect on our life. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith which is in Sahih al-Bukhari, giving us the example of understanding the difference between halal and haram. He said, Rubba ash'as, aghbar. A person who is traveling, there is a person who is traveling, ash'as aghbar. His hair is dirty, his dress is dirty. And yarfa'u yadayhi ila as-sama. He raises his hands towards the sky. What's all of this is telling us? That he has every reason for his dua to be accepted. Traveler's dua is accepted. Musafir, we know for the hadith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts the dua of a musafir. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts the dua of a person who's distressed, who's going through difficulty, through hardship. So Prophet ﷺ is putting all of these things together. That he doesn't have only one reason. He has multiple reasons for his dua to be accepted. He's a traveler. Hair is dirty. Dress is dirty. Person, you look at him, you sympathize with this person. You want to do something for this person. You want to help this person. Allah is Rahim. So for sure you would do more for this person. And then this person is using another thing that will make his dua even more acceptable. يَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. He's raising his hands towards the sky. This is to tell us also that this is also part of dua. Sometimes we are ashamed to raise our hands. And we don't want to raise our hands. And sometimes people even object towards why raising your hand in dua. This is part of the dua. This will make your dua more acceptable, as we see it in the hadith. This hadith and many other hadith. Hundreds of hadiths that talk about raising the hands in dua. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, this person has even an additional reason here, يَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ السَّمَاءِ, and he says, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi. Insisting in his dua also, Ya Rab, Ya Rab, Ya Rab. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, وَمَطْعَمُهُ حَرَامٌ وَمَلْبَسُهُ حَرَامٌ وَمَشْرَبُهُ حَرَامٌ. But what he eats is haram, what he drinks is haram, what his dressing is haram. فَأَنَّا يُسْتَجَابُ لِذَلِكَ. How would Allah accept his dua? None of his du'as are accepted. This is the effect of haram. So, this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. pure and clean things are halal for you. Very important to make sure that whatever we are eating, whatever we are consuming is halal and pure. It's just like a container. There is a container, we call it garbage can. Garbage can. When you open the garbage can, what do you expect to smell? Is it going to be smelling perfume? No. It's because we fill it with garbage, so it's going to smell bad. You open a bottle of attar or perfume, it's going to smell good. Why? Because you fill perfume in this. Now, when we fill garbage in our body, which is not tayyibat, khaba'is, that Allah uses the word khaba'is for them. Everything haram is khabis, is evil, is bad. So you fill khabis in there. And you expect to hear good words. You expect this person to look at only good things. No, people have everything in halal, still they are going towards haram. They themselves don't know why they are going towards haram. The reason? Everything inside is khabis, is haram. So that haram doesn't like halal. The insects that grow in the garbage, they can't survive in perfume. So they can't have a good smell. They may die with that smell of the perfume. So this is exactly what it is. A person is running towards haram, you marry the person, he doesn't want to stay home. He just wants to run towards haram. Why? Whatever filled inside is haram. And here, some of us may say that I only buy the meat from halal grocery store. Group of people, they go and they are hungry, they break into a restaurant. So someone asked them, what are you eating here? They said, no, we didn't break into a regular restaurant. It wasn't just any restaurant. We made sure that we break into a halal restaurant. If you break into a halal restaurant, your food doesn't become halal. The source of income, the way you are getting it, the way you are earning it, from where you are getting your money, that all counts also. We go and buy from halal grocery store, making sure it was zabiha in the name of Allah. But the account you pull the money from, check the account, where it comes from, and what do we have in that account? How did we make all of that? How much zakat is still left over to be paid from that? How many people are still crying so that we fulfill their rights from that money? And then I call it my halal restaurant. No. Even the source of income counts. Tayyibat, when your source is good and the food itself is good too. So, this is why scholars of Islam were very careful, very, very careful. We learned this from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hussein radiallahu anhu, Hassan or Hussein radiallahu anhu, picked up a date. It was in the house. They picked it up and he put it in his mouth. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith is Sahih al-Bukhari. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Kah, kah, take it out." He took it out of the mouth of the boy. Why? He took it out of the mouth of that boy. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, this could be from the sadaqah. Don't you realize that we don't eat sadaqah? See? Doubtful. Just doubtful. Don't eat it. Because we don't eat sadaqah. So we don't eat sadaqah. Therefore, don't eat from this thing. See, being careful about what we consume. It is mentioned in Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah's biography that there was a time when a goat was stolen in Iraq. A goat was stolen in Iraq. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi went to a farmer and asked him, what is the average age of a goat? He said 6 to 7 years. For 7 years he did not eat the meat with the fear it could be from that stolen goat. And today, sitting on our couches, we like to debate with Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Bukhari, all of them. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah went to visit Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah. Imam Ahmad is the student of Imam Shafi'i. He's the youngest of 4 Imams. So he's the student of Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah. And he used to talk a lot about his teacher, Imam Shafi'i. Imam Ahmad, we know the level of his taqwa, piety, ilm, subhanallah, unimaginable. The level of taqwa that this man had. And now if this man is talking about someone being very pious and God-fearing and a great scholar, very knowledgeable, what would be that person then? So his children are looking forward to someday see Imam Shafi'i. That was the hope of their life. Just like our children, they like to go to where? Disney World and all of that. But here they want to see Imam Shafi'i. This is the hope and desire of the life. And one day Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah sends a message that I'm coming there to visit you. Children are very happy. There is a celebration in that house that Imam Shafi'i is going to be visiting us. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah has one of his young daughters, 7, 8 years old. So she was really, really happy. She was really looking forward to it. So when Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah arrived, they sat together, the young girl, she's going back and forth, serving them, doing everything. But she is very, very sharp. She is the daughter of Imam Ahmad. She is noticing everything, watching everything very carefully. Then night time, they prepared the bed for Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, and next to the bed they kept a container for wudu, for tahajjud when he wakes up for qiyamul layl. In the morning, the young girl, before the adhan of Fajr, the young girl is up. She went, she checked the pot so that she can refill, but it still is full. They performed Salat al-Fajr. She went to her dad, I'm very disappointed. What happened? You used to talk so much about this man. This person is so pious, this is this, this is this, this is this, all the time, Imam Shafi'i, my teacher, my teacher, my teacher. Last night I saw him when he was eating, he ate too much. He overate last night. Then he went to sleep, he didn't wake up for tahajjud. At Fajr time, I saw the pot was full with water the way I left it last night, so he didn't make wudu for tahajjud. And then you were telling me he's this and he's this. I'm not very convinced. SubhanAllah, look at those homes where children are growing with life of taqwa and iman. The third thing, she said, I saw him also taking his hand towards the middle of the plate. So nice, eat from in front of you. I saw that he was picking up some food from the middle of the plate also. So Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah, he knew there is a good reason. So he says to his daughter, when we are sitting in the morning, you come and ask him these questions. So she came. They were sitting together. She came. She says to his teacher, Imam Shafi, my daughter has some question. She asked me. I said, to ask you, what are your questions? She said, last night when I saw you eating, you ate a lot. It's like, let's say, one of our cousins. Cousins. Bani Israel. So, someone went at his place to eat. So, he's telling that person, come on, eat more. He says, no, I ate 2 bread and this is all I eat. He says, no, I saw you ate 4, but you can eat more. So he's counting how much he's eating. So, she says, that was my one question that, I saw you eating, but you ate more than my dad did. That shows that, you eat a lot. Number 2, I saw you putting your hand to the middle of the plate also. And number 3, I didn't see you making wudu for Qiyamul Layl for Tahajjud. The water was still falling. He said, okay, let me explain to you what is the reason behind it. When I was eating with your dad, the food of your home is so halal and pure, with so much barakah, that I could not stop eating that food. And when I was eating, as if I visually could see the barakah coming to the middle of the plate, and I was putting my hand towards that barakah as I see it, with my eyes coming there. And it was the barakah of that food that throughout the night I did not fall asleep. I was thinking about one hadith, and that hadith is Prophet ﷺ was making joke with Anas radiallahu anhu's brother, whose name was Abu Umayr, saying to him, Ya Aba Umayr, ma fa'al al-nughayr. He had a bird that died. Prophet ﷺ was teasing him and telling him, Abu Umayr, what happened to your bird? He's teasing the boy. He said, during the night time, I was thinking about that hadith, and because of that barakah of your pure food that we had over here, I was able to drive 70 masail and rulings in the light of this hadith. This is what I did last night. I didn't sleep for a minute. I didn't even sleep for a second. So I didn't need to make wudu. And he says, look at the container. Even now it's full. I didn't even make wudu for Fajr. Prayed the Fajr with the Isha, with the wudu of Isha. This is that food. The barakah of the food. So, kulu min al-tayyibat. Very important. Eat of pure things. And then do the good deeds. Then your good deeds, you feel like you want to do good. That good food will encourage you to do the good deeds. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith, يَأْتِي عَلَى النَّاسِ زَمَانٌ. A time will come, لا يبالي المرء من أين اكتسب أمن الحلال أم من الحرام. People won't even care where they get their earnings and their money from. Is it from halal and haram? As long as they just get whatever they can. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, number 1, ruling, يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا أُحِلَّ لَهُمْ. They ask you as of what is halal for them. Number 1, tell them, أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. Pure things halal for you. And as I said, very important for us, don't forget this part of it, that whatever is halal is pure. Is not whatever you feel is pure is halal. That's number 1. Number 2, وَمَا عَلَّمْتُم مِّنَ الْجَوَارِحِ. And animals hunted through beasts and birds of prey. Now, pay attention to the wording. If you have Qur'an, you can look in there. وَمَا عَلَّمْتُم. And the animals that you have taught, min al-jawarih, of the prey. So it's not saying, what is the message of the ayah? This is where we need to understand. Qur'an, when it delivers the message, wants you to use your brain and your mind at the same time. You can't just keep on reading and say, this is what the word is saying, and this is what I'm going to do. Use your brain at the same time. Literal translation of it is that halal for you is وَمَا عَلَّمْتُم مِّنَ الْجَوَارِحِ. The animals that you educate and you teach of the animals of prey, of the beasts of prey, as if that dog is halal for you now once it's educated. This is the literal meaning of the ayah. But whoever will read it and has a little understanding, any understanding, he will say that animal is not halal. The thing that this animal will get for you is halal. Got it? So, the literal translation is, the animals that you teach of prey are halal. As if eating that dog and eating that animal is halal. No, it's not eating this animal. It's whatever this animal will get for you is halal. But that word is not there. This is so that we understand that when we are reading it, use your brain also at the same time. Qur'an, again, this is what Qur'an says. أَفَلَا تَتَفَكَّرُونَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Don't you ponder, don't you think, don't you understand? So, وَمَا عَلَّمْتُم مِّنَ الْجَوَارِحِ. Let's understand the word Jawarih, maybe the first time some of us would be hearing this word in the light of Qur'an. Jaraha in Arabic language means to earn something by force. Jaraha, to earn something by force. There is another word in which there is more force, and that is also used in Qur'an, ijtaraha. Ijtaraha. Remember, there is a rule of the language. More letters, it has more meaning. This is the rule of the language. So, jaraha, jim, ra, ha. You put your force in earning something. Ijtaraha, jaraha, 1, 2, 3, jim, ra, ha. Ijtaraha, alif, jim, ta, ra, ha. 5 letters, which means there is about 30% more pressure. This is the language. So there is ijtaraha when you earn by even more force. There is another similar word that is used for earning, and that is kasaba. Kasaba is to earn. Iktasaba, put more pressure and more force in earning, more effort, we should say, in earning. Now, very quickly, I need to be excused for, especially for people who speak Urdu language. There is a word in Urdu language used, kasbi. Used for who? Kasbi. Kasbi. ये औरत kasbi है. Really, kasbi is used in Urdu for bad woman who is earning through haram. You would remember that. Dictionaries, read it. Kasbi is the woman, in simple words, prostitute. The word kasbi is used for that. Because at that time, only they used to go and earn. And others used to stay home. So the language is representing that. Anyway, that was only a side note. So, jaraha is earn. Ishtaraha, put additional force for earning. Kasaba is to earn. Iktasaba, additional force. Now, let's understand the difference, because all of these words are used in Qur'an. Kasaba is used for good and bad. For anything good and bad, the word kasaba is used. Iktasaba generally is used for doing something wrong. Iktasaba is generally used for doing something wrong. Lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. And later on the ayat says, Laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. It's not a rule, but most of the time. For it is whatever it earns, talking about ma kasabat, talking about good. And wa alayha, against you is maktasabat, whatever you again earn, but is referring to sins and wrong. Because the nature of human being is, by nature, person would like the good things. He has to destroy his nature and go towards the wrong things. So therefore, when you are doing something good, when you are saying the truth, this is kasaba, is easy. Lying is difficult. When you have to ask yourself, why should I lie? Gradually, you have to pressure yourself to go into it. This is why they say, if you want to be a liar, you be a wise, which means have a sharp memory. Because after a year, someone will ask you the same story, you're going to change it. So, good things, easy to earn. Haram, nature will also defend and will try to stop you. So therefore, kasaba, easy, good things. Iktasaba, no, you're putting yourself into a little difficulty now. So therefore, it's iktasaba. Worse than that is when we come to jaraha. Jaraha is to earn by force. And ijtaraha is always used for doing haram, doing wrong. أَمْ حَسِبَ الَّذِينَ اجْتَرَحُوا السَّيِّئَاتِ أَنْ نَجْعَلَهُمْ كَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. People who forcefully get into haram, do they think we will make them like those who believe and do good deeds? سَوَاءً مَحْيَاهُمْ وَمَمَاتَهُمْ, their life and death will be same? No, سَاءَ مَا يَحْكُمُونَ. It's an evil decision that they're making in their life. You, who's doing haram all the time, and a person who believes and doing good deeds, your lives are not going to be equal in dunya and akhirah.